Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is going to be a quick reading. I have some things that I'm going to say before I start the reading. You could skip to maybe, I would say, 10 minutes, but I'll try to be less than that. Um, it was recently Veterans Day, so thank you to everyone who has served. I brought this accessory out that day and I realized that it was Veterans Day, so I was wearing it for the first time this year. And this is from one of my friends who's in the Fiber Guild in the state that I was just in. And hopefully you could see the cables here. I really love this shawl. And I say it's fitting for Veterans Day because she's from a military family and she's also the person that owned one of the yarn shops, and then she closed the yarn shop so that she could travel with her husband while he's deployed. And in both of the groups, there was a guild that I was in, and then here today or yesterday was knit night, and from both groups there are people that have military families, and some of them have military background too. So it's a special knit. And then I'm going to, well, I try to do readings pretty frequently, but I was sleepy. First world problems. I was sleepy the other day because my electric spinning wheel arrived from overseas, and I've talked about this mainly on my other channel, that it's been a journey to receive it, and it arrived. I woke up early that day because it gave like a range of when the delivery person would arrive, and they arrived a little after that. Well, the person arrived a little after that. Luckily, I was on the phone with my best friend, and she was keeping me occupied. I was mainly knitting in the car, and I just stayed in the car. It was cool that day, so I didn't mind. Um, I'll talk about it more in another video, but it is functional. And the only thing for me is I will have to get a different adapter. It works with the adapter that I have, but it doesn't convert the voltage. And from what I was informed, that it needs more juice. So um, there's a pedal that goes with it, and when you press on the pedal more and more, it should go faster, but it's It's going at a steady speed, but it is ideal for it to move faster. This spinning wheel is also said to, this type of spinning wheel is also said to rarely fail, and if it doesn't work, then it wouldn't spin, so I'm going to get a different adapter. I was already curious about that because with the type of um, looks like an industrial item that it is, with something that won't convert to what it needs to be. Those were the main things. Oh, and I'm also going to do readings. Sorry, it's already 5 minutes. Um, more readings because I had to go back upstairs, and this room will be used, and then um, when the guest leaves, um, it's a family member, so I'll come back here for a little bit. But I was also asked, I already knew this was going to be like this, but my godmother asked if I could watch my aunt, and this will be around like the Thanksgiving time, on Thanksgiving and days around that, and Indigenous Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, which there it's good that there is a day specifically for that too. Um, Thanksgiving doesn't have the best connotations with it at all, so I'm not sure with that. Or I am that it's not good. Um, and I was also asked if I could sleep some nights like near her, and I wasn't going to do that, or I'm not doing that. I don't really sleep well in open spaces that don't have like a closed door or anything, because the area that she stays in, it's kind of like um the first level. It's not a room. It's, I guess it would kind of be considered like a dining room area, but there isn't like a setting for, well, no, there's already a dining area. I think it's just like a second family room, if you want to call it that. So, um, I do like sleeping with the doors closed. I don't do like the doors kind of shut, but that it's like creaked open a little bit. Um, I also, as you could see, good thing I said 10 minutes. I also tend to do a lot of stuff around midnight. I'm super active. If I don't have like a schedule, and right now I don't have a lot that I'm doing, it's more like some relaxing time. So if that's the case, I am super productive around 12 a.m. to like 4:30 a.m. And I mean, I guess I could sleep here and there, but you know, I haven't slept like in close proximity to somebody in years, so I don't know. But I said I could sleep upstairs and check on her periodically or super frequently when I'm not doing some things. So I'll get started with the reading. there's like this energy of not settling. It's good to be open to different things that can transpire, but there's also what you would want and knowing what you want, and there's like energy of not for to an extent to not compromise that or to jeopardize it in any way. There's also this short, I still don't know what you call it, like short videos on Instagram or like a clip. Um, it was like this person, and she was doing like a, what is it? She's a comedian, and she was talking about not settling. This was like a couple days ago, and it was, of course, a joke, and I hope no one gets offended when I say it. But she's like, remember when you had a list of things and then you gradually started checking those things off or crossing those things out and starting to, I guess, not be okay with it, but just thinking that maybe I'll accept this from this person or that from this person. And then she gave like an example of, oh, he can't read, that's okay. I'm going to read for the both of us. And it's kind of like some of those things that just, it depends what your expectations are in the list. And I say expectations in broader terms if you can understand in that regard. But, and I wasn't implying incompetence or anything, but I was just thinking about those things, and then it came up in the message of knowing what you would like to have. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. And there's also like things that it adds up, like it as you grow, and the certain things that you have done in the past, it just makes sense. I will say some things for myself that I work a lot with different fiber and different types of fiber art. I remember when I was younger, I would take the embroidery threads and make friendship bracelets. I wouldn't, I just call them friendship bracelets, but I wouldn't necessarily give them out to my friends or anything. They were more of gifts set on certain occasions, but and in another, well, another time wasn't really an occasion, but I do really remember it because my brother, we're really different. We're actually pretty opposite in terms of our personalities. And our interests don't align. Just everything is just different. It's like the opposite. He didn't take interest in the stuff that I did, but he asked me if I could make him one of the friendship bracelets because it seemed like he liked the bracelets. And I remember what I made him. It was a gold and purple one, and it's like a royal purple, and then the gold was kind of um, had other undertones. It wasn't super bright, but it did go with the purple that I chose. And it was like gold, purple, gold, and that's how the bracelet looked. And now that I think about it, I mean, I haven't talked or seen him in a couple years, but I don't usually do the same project twice, so I might change it up. But I was kind of thinking maybe if it ever happened, I would I could make another one. And then I gifted another one, and that bracelet ended up going in a time capsule. So I felt like it was one of those things that people remember. There's a lot of sentiment to it. So let's see. So I started off with doing those. I did some, I did other things. I did macrame. Um, it was doing a lot of dream catchers. I love doing dream catchers. My supplies are my storage unit, and I do have a lot of dream catcher supplies. Mm, and now it's spinning, weaving, knitting. I have crocheted a lot in the past. I don't really crochet right now. And I wanted to do embroidery on clothing. So that's another type of art that I just love that type of art. And it looks like things are in sync. It's interesting it's paired with the Ten of Swords. Because you have the Two of Cups with the Ten of Swords. And even it could be a little broader, but I did, I had jobs as like a barista for a couple of jobs and bartending. And those kind of go hand in hand with the experiences and jobs that I've had after with pharmacy, and compounding kind of felt like mixology in a way. Because even, sorry, because even the manual and automatic espresso machines, I definitely like the manual one because you can control, it's mainly controlling the froth of the milk product or substituted milk product that you have. Because there's a difference between warm milk and then aerating the milk. You're putting the air directly into the milk, and then there is a reaction to it. So that really depends on what type of drink you're looking for and the amount of froth that you're wanting to have, especially for the basics of like a latte versus cappuccino. You have like the cortados, the macchiatos, the cafe. Oh, well, I worked at one of my last barista jobs was in it was like a French art um I wouldn't say it's like an art museum, but it was like kind of an art studio art museum, but it's like a place where you dine into. But they would take and they would sell artwork from different artists. So it was actually it felt like a nice job after all of the jobs because it was actually like the calmest one. It's interesting because I was saying, sorry, the Two of Cups and the Ten of Swords. I was pulling more for the Ten of Swords. It seems like there is an energy. Like if it's not you, I feel like it's the other person. It's the Seven of Wands with the Ten of Wands here. It feels like there's a struggle to keep things afloat in terms of like the Two of Cups because there's so much that just gets toppled over one thing over another thing and it feels like a lot of heavy burdens and chaotic energy that you get because the Ten of Wands, there's a lot to take care of. The Seven of Wands, it just feels like these energies kind of attack you or these tasks that just keep piling up. It feels like it's never ending. And it's the Seven of Swords with the Knight of Wands. So with this, it does feel like spontaneous where as much as you want to concentrate on something else, that you would prefer to, you have these two cards and it's almost like drafting energy where this one has to leave at last notice after receiving information and this one, the Knight of Wands, just has to do it. The Knight of Wands isn't like a consistent energy. It's kind of like wild energy, like wildfire energy. Like in a second, it that just one thing, like a small thing, can turn into like a a blazing fire. And I feel like with the fire in the background, it's trying to like put out those fires. The Two of Cups can go with the Six of Water, the Six of Cups, memories from your history or childhood issues or childhood issues. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mysteries, memories from your history or childhood issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. As much as everything is going on, I feel like the downtime and even the second that you have a chance to breathe, it goes back to the Two of Cups. And it goes back to like the energy of the Queen of Wands too. I also feel like when I was saying that not to settle, it's it also feels like if there's something that needs to be completed, it's not good to just either complete it quickly just to say that it's done, and to move on. There's something about completing it and being able to say after all this hard work and all this tedious um, energy and even some things that could have been worse or complicated, it turned out to be fulfilling because you stuck to it and you were able to manage the fire instead of just not knowing where to go with it. Because the Knight of Wands can be an energy that isn't as experienced as the Queen of Wands. And it's also with the Knight of Wands, it might be if you do something too quickly, you might end up getting burned or you might end up getting hurt or causing more problems that need to be fixed, and then it elongates the process of actually getting finished. Because when I was about to say it, I almost bit my tongue. So you have Counselor, Archangel Azrael, you are a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. This energy feels like peacock energy too, and it kind of links to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands isn't a card that sits on the sidelines, but in an upright position, I feel like it's one that um, can collaborate or work well with another person. It could be with, um, it could be work related or other types of group related things. But since the queen is there, it looks like with the counseling energy, there is something of one leading the other person. And it doesn't feel like leading the blinds, but there's the nurture card, Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So this really goes with the counselor energy. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Um, my reading is just all over the place right now. But it kind of feels like the energy of maybe the strength card, which I more associate it with the King of Wands and Leo energy, but it's also still fire energy too. So with other people that might feel tired or defeated, there's also the I don't see the Nine of Wands if it did show up, but I didn't turn over all the cards yet. The Ten of Wands showed up for the future. It showed up twice because you have the Ten of Wands from the Glory to Ukraine Tarot and the Slavic Legends Tarot. The Knight of Wands can be defensiveness too. So there could be either you or another person that is blocking themselves off, and it could be hiding pain. So other people don't recognize the pain. Like if an animal gets hurt, it's not going to show that it's in pain or it's hurt. Um, and there's a lot of heavy emotion that comes with it. Like there could be maybe anger, resentment, even love that gets thrown in there. It's Scorpio season. And it's just a sense of there feels like a blockade with it. that a person isn't willing. And if a person isn't willing, maybe it's not the right time. And there also with the counselor and the nurturing card, maybe the best thing to do is to show that affection, maybe show the care or the love in to this person because in other at other times they didn't receive those types of reactions from other people in the past. And in their time they can be less guarded if they choose to be, but it would depend on the person and the situation. But you have peace, Archangel Chamuel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Compassion, Archangel Zadkiel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. I feel like those energies come up. And with compassion, I feel like it's an important thing to know that there's layers to this. So maybe you did upset the person, but there's a good chance that it stems from other things. I'll quickly go through the other cards, sorry. So the present is the Lover's card, and you have the Two of Cups, so it seems like it's deep with this connection. And I feel like it's not giving up because there's just like the intensity and determination to keep things afloat. If there are other things that are going on in the background, like the compassion card says, it doesn't seem like fleeting energy that's intentional. So you have the obstacle as the Seven of Cups, which kind of, well, it goes with the other priorities. The overall energy, the Two of Wands. How to overcome the obstacle, which is the Seven of Cups, is the Page of Wands. A lot of fire energy that comes out today. I feel like it's a balance of fire and water at this point. But I would say fire and water are pretty intense in terms of reactions. I feel like with the Page of Wands, I'm getting that to lighten the heart, even though it's a Wands card, and to allow the spirit to and life to kind of guide itself. And I don't feel like it's energy that's going to stray away because the Two of Cups and the Lovers are strong indications, and even the Peace card are strong indications that this is a special type of bond or connection. Yeah, the Four of Water, it really feels like a frustration because it's missing, oh, I'm so sorry, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. In the past is the Six of Pentacles and the Magician. These two, it really feels like it's almost as if someone says, like, I should have done more, I could have done this or I could have done that. But when we live in the reality, we live in the present, we realize what the past is. Um, it's kind of like, well, this is what the reality is, so what is there that we could look forward to? It's what can I do now that will appease the soul because it feels like there's a lot of frustrating energy, a lot of things that, again, you don't want to necessarily do, but it's being completed. And I feel like doing your best and knowing that you're doing your best will go a long way with this. I feel like that really clears the conscience too. And that goes with understanding the past and even going into the present, well, being in the present and going into the future. That when we live with intention and we do things with such a passion, that if things end up a certain way, it could be the way that you want it to end up. It may end up in another way. Um, at least, like in your soul, you know that you did well in that circumstance. Like, say in a relationship, like in the past, that you were the good partner, you tried your best, um, you tried to be just and understanding and loyal or whatever the relationship consisted of and what you guys wanted out of the relationship. And knowing that, I feel like there's peace that comes after that, um, because you know that everything you did out of love and you did because you wanted to see the best out of that partnership. But I think there's a strong indication that the relationship here will be present in the future. And the future card is Unity, the Hierophant card. That could be a traditional relationship. It doesn't have to be with the church, but it is one of those cards that can be referred to like as a Popus card or something that relates to um, like a spiritual relationship or something that links to an acceptance with that of kind of like a blessed, or even it can be like destiny too in some ways. That's not this card specifically, but with just a higher type or a higher regard of what this is. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like minded friends. Like, if, as I was mentioning in another reading, if things keep popping up, there may be energy where the universe keeps like bringing it back to you and saying, here it is. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Here it is again. We're bringing it to you again. What do you want to do with it? Just really think about your emotions and don't push it away, and understand that it's okay to want things in life and to go for things and to accept that you have the what the person that you want, the situation that you want, and you can feel proud and humble. Those are an interesting combination because people don't usually put them together, but feel like it's okay to have it. And the Four of Air, the Four of Swords, time to rest or take a vacation, allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. I'm getting that that's kind of like clear your mind and to just calm the mind right now. Because I feel like adding more stress will make it more stressful. And then you have the Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and invitation to a social event. And then the Empress, Archangel Gabriel, that shows up again, is lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. With the Empress, I'm really getting like it's okay to want things. And it's okay to take care of others too, if that's what you want to do. It feels like a transfer of love in that way, or transfer of some type of affection. There's just an intensity of a lot of things in like the emotional and mental state of either you or this other person. So these are things that you could take with you. I'm gonna keep doing readings while I'm down here. I don't want to be a complete hiatus for around Thanksgiving, so that's like the end of the month. So, um, I might do like a daily draw, like a brief daily draw, because I was asked this to watch my aunt really frequently, like to check up on her a lot while they were away, and so I'll see, but I will just be in the house for most of the time. I'm going to bring a fan with me because, but hopefully it gets cooler this as the season goes on, so it won't be too warm upstairs. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in another video. Bye.